It's an odd scene, but this well-dressed woman is offering money for whoever sleeps with her. A man immediately stands up, volunteering himself. Even a woman wants that offer. He says he raised his hand first, but the man who didn't say anything catches her attention. He appears to be knitting something, so she asks if he didn't hear what she say, saying that she'll give money to anyone who spends the night with her. He says he doesn't need that, and she knows someone poor by the looks of it, saying that he needs it, but he says he'll not play with spoiled little girls like her. She scoffs, and it seems that moved her a little, saying that he'll lose all of that money then. He doesn't say a thing, so she asks him how much he wants to go out with her. He tells her to stop, to leave him and his friends alone. She asks what she needs to do for him to go out with her. He laughs and asks for triple the money she offered. She looks down and after taking it from her purse, she pays what he asked. He asks if she's serious about this, and she says that's the money he wanted. She tells him that he'll have to go with her, and his friend encourages him too, but he has a counter-proposal, saying he'll go for free if she hands the money to his friends. She finds that terribly odd, asking if he means that, and he nods, saying he is. She smiles, finding all of this very odd, but she keeps doing what he tells her, so she hands them the money. She tells her to get up then, and he goes after her while his friends thank him for that. This dirty homeless man might be a part of her plan, but he might be one of the main chapters of her story. I'll introduce myself. My name is Caroline and this is the story of my life. No matter what it takes, she wants him clean as a whistle. He says that she's the boss, that he'll take a bath for her. She likes that, and then she asks her employee why is she still there, telling her to take him. The woman goes and tells him to follow her outside. Her friend asks her where did she find that man, and in what graveyard. She laughs at that, saying that she wants to teach her parent a lesson. She says they want her to marry a wealthy man, and she already imagined that, so she says she'll bring a homeless man to the dinner tonight. That one. And she nods. The woman thinks she's kidding, but she says she isn't. She asks him what's his name, and she says that it's Anderson. She starts to tell her that she offered him some money, and like every other poor people, he accepts it. She says that if everything works out, he'll be a handsome man in the end. She'll make him the most handsome of them all. She's enjoying this tale, but then a man calls for Elizabeth, and she wonders what Peter is doing there. He says he needs to talk to her, and she seems angry, asking what he wants this time. He believes that she already knows why he's there, and she tells him to say it already, that this is the third time already that he comes for the rent. She tells him that she's broke, that she can't pay him. He simply tells her to leave then, and as they're having this argument, Anderson comes back, wearing a robe and telling Caroline that it was tough, but they managed it. Peter seems to recognize Anderson, calling him by his name and asking what's he doing there. He says he's taking a shower, but he doesn't trust him, so he goes and asks Peter why is he doing that to that lady, asking if he wants his wife to know his little midnight adventures. He immediately changes upon hearing that, saying that it was just a joke. Yeah, a joke. He tells him to leave the woman alone. He says he was only joking, that he'll do even better, that he'll stop going after the late rent, telling her that they're square, that she doesn't have to pay them anymore. He's glad to hear that, and Peter goes ahead and wishes them all a very good day and takes off. They want to know where he knows Peter from, but he says it's in the past, asking her what's the next step in her grand plan. She starts to think about it, and then Elizabeth joins in, saying that they should change everything. She doesn't get it, but Elizabeth says they'll change everything, that they'll do a big transformation. She says he just saved her life, and he seems embarrassed, so she asks him what he thinks about this. He loves the idea. He might be a homeless man, but he's so attractive. She comments on how handsome he looks in that bathrobe, and Elizabeth says he's fine, telling her not to fall for him. She says she would never, but she knows what's up. What's Anderson hiding, and what does Peter know? This is all a big mystery for her, but she wants to find out. This man sparks her curiosity, and she needs to know what happened. She made an angry call to someone, telling them to forget about her and to not call her ever again. Suddenly, Anderson heard that from upstairs, asking what happened. As soon as she turns around, she can't help but stare at him, saying that he looks like an actor, a model. Elizabeth stands up, saying this is a great transformation, but it's missing something. She actually thinks that she knows him from somewhere, and he says from under the bridge. There's a moment of silence, and then Caroline remembers that she brought him clothes, saying this is the final touch. He takes it and then they leave. Elizabeth seems excited about it. He's getting dressed, asking her why she needs him. She says that her father always makes her go out with a rich man because he wants her to marry someone rich. She says she really doesn't care about that those are just numbers, so Anderson asks if she doesn't want to marry a rich guy. She says that's not the point. That this shouldn't be the only reason to marry someone. That she would like to fall in love. Asking if he gets her. And he says he does. She wants to make her parents understand that she doesn't care about how much money someone makes, so she thinks that she can teach this to her parents to take a homeless man as her fiancé to the dinner. She gets up, and she says that it's very odd. That he's not a bad-looking homeless person, asking if he's hiding something from her. He was about to say something, but as they looked at each other, he says it doesn't matter anymore. She tries to recollect her thoughts and tells him they should hurry up, that her parents are probably waiting for them there already. He nods and then they leave. He tells her that he'll go to the bathroom before, and she tells him to go, so she starts to make her way inside while he tells her that he's right behind her. As she goes inside, she asks what is he doing there. Her father mutters something, and the man says he couldn't care less about it. That her parents, his future mother and father-in-law, asked him to come, saying that he's probably good company for them, and he thinks for her as well, so she should enjoy it too. She calls him a few names, saying that she never had anything with him, and she'll never will. Her mother tells her to watch her mouth, that she shouldn't be talking like that to Nathan. He says he'll not have a woman talk to him like that, saying that this is her last chance. And he even lets her know that he's buying her father's business. That he's broke. So she tells her that the best thing for her family now is for them to stay together. He asks if she understood that. And that's when Anderson comes in, pushing him away and saying it's time for him to go. They have no idea who he is. And he tells him that he doesn't belong there, telling him to leave. Nathan asks what is Mr. Anderson doing there. He starts to stutter, turning around at her parents and asking them why didn't they say anything. He would never come if he knew they were together. He starts to desperately apologize to him, then to her parents, saying that he remembered something that he has to do. She tells him that this is super odd, that he must be some weird homeless guy. Her mother tells her to watch her mouth again, and she goes and asks him who he really is. Her father tells her that he thinks that he's one of the millionaires of the city and that he donated all of his fortunes to charity. She's surprised to hear that, and he goes and introduces himself to her, and he tells her that he donated all of his money so he wouldn't live in that greedy world, so he decided to live on the streets. He was tied to his money, so he decided to set himself free and live his own life. He says that his parents cared more about money than him, and he soon noticed that people, in general, are like that, but she isn't. He saw she prefers to live, asking if he can. That's when I started to build a beautiful path in my life alongside someone who doesn't care about money, but has character.